Oh, this one here. Friends have to be appreciated. We love you, Mcconnell. Oh, shit.
The next one will be...
It's as loud as it gets.
Oh, let me do the notifications. Noble goes...
Fuck advice.
McConnell.
If you do, I need some advice. What would you do if you felt like your friends don't fucking appreciate you at all? Zero amount. What would you do if you felt like your friends...
Wait, what do you mean?
Like what would you
What
do
the
if
fuck?
you
Just a minute. I'm like trying to make it
felt
full
like
screen.
your friends didn't appreciate all the shit that you have put up with and dealt with and done everything
What
for
the
them
hell?
just in the name of entertainment? How would you deal with that?
Wait, what do you mean?
Yeah.
Just how would you deal with that?
Who?
Just how? I need some advice.
Who? Do you, like, give me an example.
Yeah. What's an example, McConnell?
I'm asking you for advice. This is an advice stream, right?
Yeah.
What's your advice?
If you feel like you're not being appreciated, I would go talk to those people individually and just tell them straight up.
What if you've already done that in very explicit terms and they don't give a fuck? What would you do then?
And they don't care at all?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, sure. Yep.
How explicit?
Very explicit.
Like, did you write them a letter?
That's a good question. Very good question.
What would you do?
I mean, I would get new friends. I mean, like, you just get you. I mean, you like. I would not want to do stuff with those people anymore. If you've been explicit and like, hey, like, I don't feel appreciated.
Exactly.
I don't know what he's talking.
Okay.
Okay.
Okay. All right. Here's the thing. Now, I have apologized to McConnell. What do you guys think that I should apologize to McConnell for? I think that's a very interesting question. What do you think that I should apologize to him for? Everything? Wait, what do you mean everything? Like, people are either saying everything or nothing. There's no in between. For existing? Yeah, maybe that's it. Listen. Loot Council? For not paying? No, here's the thing. That's some bullshit, okay? Still mad about being Judgment? I don't even know if it has anything to do with the Judgment Helm. Like, with the Judgment Helm, like, I don't think I made a wrong call on that, man. I don't. Like, I don't think so. Like, it wasn't a bad call. Like, anybody who says it is wrong. Okay? And I can explain why. But if that's what he's mad about, and I got him the helmet. Remember, we did the raid and we got him the fucking helmet. Remember that, guys? Yeah, I mean, it wasn't about the helm. Listen. He wants to talk about it. I'll get in Discord, but he's probably not going to talk about it. It's just what he fucking does. All right? Like, he does this shit, and then he never says what it is. Like, it happens constantly. All right? Like, here's the thing, man. Is like, I don't think that I shouldn't have given it to him, man. And like, is it about the classic and like taking gear? Like, I wonder like what it is. Because like, we talked once. We talked about it once, and we had a conversation about how, like, he's like, are you taking shit seriously? And you know, we talked about some stuff, right? And you give him a sword. It's because you didn't get 5 pieces. Well, I did do that. You call him. I got in Discord. Like, I'm not gonna call him on Discord. He can get into Discord if he wants. You know, like, if he's listening, he can get in Discord if he wants to get in Discord. Yeah, I don't understand. He played Ret so many times, and I apologize for making him feel bad for playing Ret. Okay, I did. I apologized for that. And I said, you know what? You're right. We memed on you too much, and we're not going to do it anymore. Now, I did do that. I did. And you can't say that didn't happen. Now, aside from that, he said that he didn't like how he thought I had gotten soft, and he didn't like that I was permabanning people. And we talked about that for a while. And I explained, I was like, listen, like, if people are going to talk shit, you know, I probably don't want them in the stream. And so, but ultimately, after Twitch made the changes that they did with, like, the shadow bans and everything, like, for instance, it's been 3 hours into this stream, I haven't permabanned a single person. For me, you guys might not know this, but for me, that's insane. Like, that's crazy reasonable. Like, usually I would have had, like, 8 people permabanned, like, a minute. Just, like, getting rid of them constantly, man. Listen. Call them. Listen, it's not call them. Like, it's Discord. Like, it's not fucking Skype 2014 days. You don't call people. You just get in Discord. It's like, that's what normal people do, is they get in Discord. All right? Make the first move. I've messaged them before. Okay? Like, here's the thing. Is that with Classic brought a lot of problems. It did. And it was ultimately not a good experience. And I think that's pretty much what it was. It was not a good experience. And for you, well, for him either. He quit. I'm the one still playing. Like, I still play Classic. What the hell do you mean for him? Like, for me, I still play. Apologize for not appreciating him. When have I not appreciated Mcconnell? Everybody knows that I appreciate Mcconnell. Like, don't even fucking meme about that. Like, I look, guys. Yes, maybe I've done some cock things in the past, right? But I feel like the most cock thing, if I have anything to apologize for, okay? There's one thing that I will apologize for. And that's for the axe. I shouldn't have made him feel bad about taking the axe from Ragnaros. He was Ret. Wasn't a big deal. I didn't really want it. It wasn't a sword anyway. That's one thing that I genuinely will apologize for, because it was like, yeah, I'll take you as Ret, but you can't have anything. It felt like kind of a weird thing, you know? Like, that is one thing that I didn't take the axe. No, we gave him the axe. It's just that I made a big deal about it at the beginning. You know what I mean? His friends, I'm saying you're not wrong. Well, no. If I'm somebody's friend, and maybe go and ask him if you care. No. If I'm somebody's friend, then that doesn't mean that I just listen to everything they say and agree with them. Like, that's not being somebody's friend. Like, I mean, come on. Just because I'm his friend doesn't mean that I've got to agree with them that everything went right. I mean, there were a number of times where he did things that annoyed me, right? And then, like, remember he was kicking all the other paladins out of the guild? I mean, that was a lot. Don't you guys think? That was kind of a lot. And, like, all I'm saying is that, like, yeah, there are things that I will genuinely apologize for, but I will not apologize for something if I don't think that I did something wrong. That's the difference. Is like, if I think I did something wrong, I will apologize for it. And if I don't think I did something wrong, I will not apologize, because I did nothing wrong. And an apology, in a way, kind of admits guilt to an extent. So that's kind of why I feel this way. You know what I mean? You made him feel guilty? Wait, what's this here? I made him feel guilty about every piece of loot he got instead of being happy for him? Well, that's because, listen, man. Like, you want to know why? He goes in there, and he plays Ret, and he doesn't do any damage. He plays a spec that he knows is bad. He knows the spec is bad. Everybody knows that it's bad. It does 0 damage. And getting geared doesn't make a difference. The difference between a geared Ret Paladin and not a geared Ret Paladin is like 100 DPS. Like, maybe, I don't know, maybe 200 DPS. Who cares? So what, it's Classic? Well, who cares if the other warrior's in the raid? The other warriors in the raid who are putting in more effort and playing the spec that they need to play. So you have some people that are playing a spec that's best for the raid and other people that aren't. And if you just say, who cares? Well, they do. Yeah, more effort. Yeah. I mean, like, what do you mean? You don't want nepotism stream? He was co-GM? Yeah, that's what we call them. That's right. Do you play warrior and do no damage? Well, I'm tanking. That's the thing. It's like, I felt like it was an unfair thing because Mcconnell was taking the gear as a rep paladin and using his role of co-GM to rationalize that, which I thought was unfair to the other warriors and the other people, other plate wearers and DPS players in the raid, because he was playing something that was knowingly a bad spec and then wanting to get gear for that bad spec. It's not fair to the other people. So like, I would never, like, basically at this point we have Tim in the raid and he's a rep paladin, and that's fine because we don't really give a shit about it anymore, right? Everybody in the raid has a certain level of trust. But he's your friend? Well, what do you mean? Like, I rolled off the gear. I rolled everything off, and like, I don't think that's fair. Like, just because somebody's my friend doesn't mean that I just give them all the gear. Like, I don't know. I feel like that's not what you should do. Give me a minute. Classic's about community, not min-maxing classes or specs. I feel like that's like such a cop-out thing to say. Classic is about community. It's not about min-maxing classes or specs. Like, what? Like, who dictates and tells you what Classic is about? Like, what about a community that wants to min-max? Like, and it's not, there's a difference between like min-maxing. Here's the way I look at it, right? There's a difference between min-maxing and having 18 warriors in a raid and just going into a raid and doing what's going to make the biggest benefit for the raid. And in my opinion, okay, maybe this is an unpopular opinion, but as a raid leader, I have to make decisions like this. In my opinion, I think if somebody is going out of their way to help the raid out and do things extra, then that should make sure that they are going to roll. And if someone is coming into the raid, playing a spec that they know is not as useful as all of the other specs, then I don't think that they deserve a role next to somebody else that's spending more time, like, being the right spec, playing the right class, and doing the right thing for the raid. Like, he could go holy and heal for the raid and be more useful. Like, that's ultimately what it is. Shitty take. Who gives a fuck? Well, every other warrior in the raid that's loses their fucking gear to a rep paladin that it's not going to make a difference for. Are you guys crazy? Like, so every other warrior in there loses their gear because it's going to give them a 60 DPS increase, and it's going to give a rep paladin a 3 DPS increase. And somehow it's a bad decision for me to say, yeah, I don't want to give it to the person who's going to do 3 more DPS. Like, are you fucking kidding me? Like, listen, guys. This is not the way that I would run a raid. Okay? At this point with the guild, we don't really care anymore. It doesn't matter. But that was my perspective going into it. And I know some people disagree with that, but I think that it's the right decision. Okay? Like, that's the point that I'm making. Rep Paladins do more DPS if the boss dies faster to geared warriors. That's right. Rep Paladins do more DPS if the boss dies faster to geared warriors. I actually... That's true. That is actually fucking true. Dharma again, move on, please. Sacrificing a friendship for min-maxing? But don't you think that he's sacrificing part of the friendship by wanting me to do something that's fundamentally unfair and then holding the friendship against me if I don't do it? How is this completely my decision? Like, I feel like this is completely selfish. I'm sorry, but I don't think that I'm wrong about this. I really don't. That's guilt tripping. Yeah, I don't think that I'm wrong about this. Like, I will admit that, you know, I did like kind of some dick things with like the axe and everything like that. But you guys have to understand where I'm coming from. And like, if you understand where I'm coming from and you still disagree, that's fine. But like, I don't think that I was wrong about this. I really don't. And that's what it comes down to. Very rational. Yeah, 3x DPS warrior doesn't really matter whenever you can down the boss either way. Well, yeah, but the point is, it's kind of like what's like the word behind it? It's the meaning of it, right? You have certain people that respect a Fury every single week because they want to do more damage on the bosses. You have people that come with consumables every single week because they want to do more damage to the bosses. And the reason why they want to do more damage is they want to make the raid better, and they want to make it go faster. And then what ends up happening is that you have somebody else who doesn't respec, who goes in there with minimal effort, who spams rank 1 flash of light, and then expects to get defaulted gear. Like, that's not fair. It's just not fair. Like, that's all there is to it. Like, if people think that's what I should do, yeah, it's completely selfish. Spend more time outside the raid to spend a little time in the raid makes no sense. It's about the point of it. That's what I'm saying. It's about the point of it. And I understand that some people disagree with this. You don't really care about min-maxing or whatever. But here's my perspective. If I was a warrior in a raid, and it wasn't like a raid full of my friends, it was just a random raid, and a rep paladin got gear over me, I'd G-quit. Because that's not the kind of raid that I want to be in. I don't want to be in a raid that rewards people that intentionally handicap themselves. I would. That's not something that I like to do. Now, I'm not saying that everybody has to have world buffs going into every single different thing. But there's a level that I feel like people should be expected to play at, and a compromise that they should be expected to make whenever they go into a group activity, and they should be expected to, at least to the bare minimum, to put in the most amount of effort possible to make that raid better and more enjoyable and more efficient. That's what I think is fair. Yeah. It's not about putting a game over friendship. Like, you realize, like, he's the one that withdrew from the friendship. Like, it's not me. I'm fine. He's the one that withdrew because I wouldn't create an unfair situation for other people. I wouldn't do something at other people's expense for him. Like, that's not me being wrong. I'm not withdrawing from the friendship. That's him. Guess who just logged on, guys? You want to take a random guess on who it was that just logged on? Mcconnell. Mcconnell just logged on. All right. That, it's kind of a surprise. You don't see that very often. But you know what? Every once in a while, you do.